Welcome back to Autism at Home, brought to you by us at Early Autism Project Malaysia through our non-profit initiative, The Hope Project. My name is Joshebet Isaacs and I'm here with Charmaine Quay, our Head of Clinical. It is so nice to see you again and welcome back to our series on safety. A quick summary on what we have learned so far. In the first lesson, we talked about why safety is so important, especially when it comes to children on the autism spectrum. In part 2, we then discussed the safety measures at home before talking about wandering in part 3. Then we talked about safety in the car, safety in the community, safety around water, and then safety with others. In this final lesson, we will be focusing on teaching children safety instructions as well as the concept of safe and dangerous. Teaching safety instructions to children with autism and young adults with a younger developmental age can be challenging, but ultimately rewarding when they have benefited them in one way or another. When skills are broken down, learning is paired with reinforcement and sufficient practice is done. Your child will have a higher chance of successfully learning the targeted skills. So first, let's talk about teaching safety instructions.
As parents, there will always be moments where we just need our children to stop or don't touch that, and not only understand no, but also willing to cooperate with that instruction. Some of the other basic instructions children can learn include responding to their name being called, come here, get down please, let it go, put it back, stay here or wait here, and the list goes on. Now, this is a teaching strategy, meaning we are teaching children with autism a skill they may not be able to demonstrate yet.
As usual, let's look at the prerequisites for learning this skill. What is the most important prerequisite that comes to mind? Yep, cooperation. A child really needs to be able to cooperate in order to be able to follow a safety instruction in a moment of panic, crisis, or emergency. So do watch our previous series on cooperation if you need a refresher. But some key reminders would be, is your child able to cope with the end of a preferred activity, usually taught through foreshadowing and finish box? Is your child able to cope with transitions from activity to activity, usually taught through the concept first then or the use of a visual schedule? Is your child able to cope with waiting as well as accepting no? And of course, following basic instructions like come here, sit down, stand up. To assist you in teaching, having a visual and a video model for each instruction will come in handy. Feel free to download these resources from our website.
What is recommended is to teach the instructions one at a time, with the next one introduced after your child has successfully achieved 9 successes in 10 trials for the current one. When this score is achieved, begin practicing the current instruction in other parts of the house and outside as well, while introducing a new instruction and practicing it in the learning group. This is called generalization. Next, we will talk about how to teach the skill of safe and dangerous. Teaching this skill is broken down to 2 stages. Stage 1 is to distinguish between what is safe and what is dangerous by sorting pictures of items like the kettle, locations, good areas, dangerous areas, or actions like running around, on the stairs. You can choose on which one to target first depending on your child's behavioral tendencies. While stage 2 is live practice. This is where your children are aided through practice in each situation targeted prior with the use of pictures. For example, if you have worked on kettle is dangerous and no touching kettle through the pictures, this will require your child to go near the kettle with you. And then using the same pictures as prompts, practice safe behaviors. When your child sees the kettle, they can engage in safe behavior like holding their own hands or keeping their hands down and to themselves. This step can then be continuously practiced until your child is able to do it without your physical presence. For added safety measure, the same picture can be pasted near the item that is dangerous as a reminder in the event that your child is near that item by himself.
Your child would need to have basic cooperation as well as understanding and complying with those first then instructions to successfully learn this skill. Having the materials like a social story, visuals of safe and dangerous items, as well as actions, and a video model, a first then board, as well as 2 containers labeled safe and the other dangerous.
Let's begin teaching. Have the safe and dangerous containers on the table. Notice we are trying to really emphasize the safe and dangerous through the visuals. So we are using green color for safe, red color for dangerous, as well as a check sign and an X sign. Communicate the expectations using a social story, a video model, and the first then board. Present the picture and say safe or dangerous. Once the pictures are sorted into the containers, label the item or action, like yes, kettle is dangerous, hands away. Reward your child after completing the trials. You can also rotate the pictures to maximize your child's understanding of the items targeted. The same steps apply for live practices. However, it is recommended that for this stage of the skill progression, practices are done in the natural environment away from the table.
Always remember to incorporate the 3 key ABA strategies: break skills down, pair learning with reinforcement, and provide sufficient practice.
Pop quiz. What can you do if your child is learning the safe and dangerous skill and has inconsistent success in the life practices stage and shows frustration when practice is about to get started? A. Move back to sorting images stage and aim to achieve consistent success. B. Up motivation. C. Keep going with the practices and follow through. D. Continue giving prompts at every trial. If your child is already upset before practices even start, it may genuinely be because they find it challenging and have yet to associate them with feeling successful, less so with the rewards used. Options C and D would make your child feel even less successful and they may accidentally learn to depend on your assistance. However, it is also important to utilize other preventative strategies that are suitable for your child, as there are some who may not be able to learn the concepts.
Now it's your turn. Download a copy of our safety instructions list from our website at autismathome.co. Identify the instructions that your child will need to learn. Begin teaching this skill immediately. Then download the list of safe and dangerous from our website and identify one main skill that's most important for your child to learn. Begin teaching this as well. Well, this brings us to the end of our series on safety, finishing on teaching safety instructions and safe and dangerous. We truly hope that all the lessons in this series, from the introduction to safety, safety at home, wandering, safety in the car, safety in the community, safety around water, safety with others, as well as teaching safety instructions and safe and dangerous, have been helpful to you, your child, and your family. Thank you so much for watching. Do take care and do stay safe. Autism at Home is brought to you by the Hope Project, which is the non-profit arm of Early Autism Project Malaysia. All the content development, our clinical expertise, and time is completely borne by EAP Malaysia, and the production of these videos so far are funded solely through donations and fundraising. If you have found these resources to be helpful and would like to contribute in some way, please do pledge a donation at autismmalaysia.com/thehopeproject. Take care and we will see you soon.